Tato samsaram bhuti karanadaya mailage. Tato samsaram bhuti karanadaya mailage. Idam bahuspute rakati rataya jaspati jiham. Bhaje Nityananda bhajan karu Vrndam niravadi. Kala sansaram bhoni karana kumbhu bhavamaho. Kala sansaram bhoni karana kumbhu bhavamaho. Satam seya sindhu nadi kumuda bandhum samavita. Satam seya sindhu nadi kumuda bandhum samavita. Kala sreni surjati nirahara surja prabhamam. Kala sreni Radharani surya prabhamam. Bhaje Nityananda bhajan karu Vrndam niravadi. Bhaje Nityananda bhajan karu Natantam gayantam pad Natantam gayantam harim anuvadantam pati pati. Natantam gayantam harim anuvadantam pati pati. Bhajantam paisyantam sampapi nadayantam janagana. Bhajantam paisyantam sampapi nadayantam janagana. Prakurbantam santam sakaruna vrigantam pradalana. Prakurbantam santam sakaruna vrigantam pradalana. Bhaje Nityananda bhajan karu Vrndam niravadi. Bhaje Nityananda bhajan karu Vrndam niravadi. Viganam dhatu kara sarasi japamalatara. Viganam dhatu kara sarasi japamalatara. Itu bakalo kacalita paramananda hridayam. Itu bakalo kacalita paramananda hridayam. Dhamantam madhure rahamadayam sabrajana. Dhamantam madhure Bhaje Nityananda bhajan karu Vrndam niravadi. Bhaje Nityananda bhajan karu Vrndam niravadi. Rasanamada Shri Nityananda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. ISKCON BBT Founder Acharya, His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Anantagari Vaishnavindra ki jai. Namacharya Srila Vidas Thakur ki jai. Prem se kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda ki jai. Sri Sri Radha-Krsna Seva Samakunda Radha Giri Govardhan ki jai. Vrndavana Mathura Dham ki jai. Mayapur Navadvip Dham ki jai. Alachwa Niramanditi Dham ki jai. Alachwa Bhakti Piksha Program ki jai. Samaveta Vaishnavindra ki jai. Nityananda Prabhu ki jai. Nityananda Prabhu Swabhibha Titi Mahamotsav ki jai. Nitai Gaur Pramanande Hari Hari. All glories to the assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to the assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to the assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Sri Hare Krishna. So we are beginning our program today on Nityananda Tattva, and we made some question. So we're going to address this. First of all, how do we ascertain the truth about Nityananda Prabhu? So those who are listening, you can read Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, chapter 5, text 1. Even if you are a fool, no intelligent, or I don't know what is fool means. Well, I know fool means because I am number one also. Well, if I put number one, then I have a pride. I'm number one. So it's beautiful words. We can fold our hand and repeat after that. Bande Ananta,
Bande Ananta,
Adbhuta, Aishwarjam, Sri Nityananda Ishwaram Jasya Ichchaya Tat Sarupam Again Api Nirupaye. One more time. Bande Ananta Adbhuta Aishwarjam Sri Nityananda Ishwaram Jasya Ichchaya Tat Sarupam Again Api Nirupaye. Okay, one more time. Bande Ananta Adbhuta Aishwarjam Bande Ananta Adbhuta Aishwarjam Sri Nityananda Ishwaram Jasya Ichchaya Tat Sarupam Agena Api Nirupaye. Wonderful. You want to know the meaning? So, Bande Ananta Adbhuta Aishwarjam Sri Nityananda Ishwaram. I bow down to the lotus feet of Nityananda Prabhu, whose identity, glory, his character, attributes, pastimes are Ananta, unlimited. Adbhuta, Adbhuta means like, wow, wonderful, gives joy to the heart. And Aishwarjam, and full of spiritual wealth. Spiritual wealth is like what? What is spiritual wealth? Charmingness, attractive, heart feels happy, joyful. These are spiritual wealth, the real substance. Nityananda Ishwaram, and he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, non-different from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Jasya Ichchaya, and if he desires, Tat Sarupam, his identity, his original personality, Agyanapi, even the foolish, full person, foolish. What is foolish? Means who doesn't have a knowledge, who doesn't have a maybe bhakti, who doesn't have any interest to know God. Even that fool can ascertain, Nirupayat means ascertaining. I'm just translating in my way of understanding. It's very sweet verse. That if we can somehow or other get the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu, then even the fool, as I am, can ascertain who Nityananda Prabhu is. So what do we need? A little mercy. And Srila Prabhupada says in Chaitanya Charitamrita Adilila that just by chanting their name, Panchatattva's name, you can get the direct mercy. So first question we asked, let's see, I put it here. First question we asked, who is Nityananda Prabhu? And then few answer, very sweet answer we found. You can relate to that because we all are practicing this process for a long time. Long time means in this life for a few years. His identity in relation to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Goranger Dasaganer Sabate Agol, Goranger Dasapreme Hoilo Pagol. Agol and Pagol. Don't tell this to anybody. It's only applicable to Nityananda Prabhu. Pagol means crazy, mad. You don't tell to others. But this verse says, Gorange Dasagane Sabate Agol. Whenever you think Lord Chaitanya's follower, Nityananda Prabhu is number one. Who fulfills Krishna's desire? Who fulfills? Srimati Radharani. In Chaitanya Charitamrita chapter 4, very sweet verse he says, Krishna Vancha Purti Korer Aradhane Ataev Radhika Nam Purane Bhakti. All Krishna's desire is fulfilled by Radharani. Who fulfill all the desire of Mahaprabhu? Not Radharani, not Gadadhara. Nityananda Prabhu. See, these are his glory. That all Mahaprabhu's desires he fulfills. And he is the topmost. Nobody is before him as a servant. He is the number one. What happened when you become close to Nityananda Mahaprabhu in that list of the servant? You know, we are servant of the servant of the servant of the servant of the something. We go like that. What happened? You become mad, crazy with Krishna consciousness. You are drowned into ecstasy. So Nityananda Prabhu, when you meet him, hopefully we all meet him someday. You're not going to see him any other form but mad in Gaura Prema. He has a little stick in his hand sometimes. He poke. If you're not paying attention, he'll poke you. We just read, right? We just sing that. Sarachandra Bhantim Spuradamala Kantim Gajagatim Hari Prema Mattam Drita Paramasattam Smitamukham Sadagurnam Netram Karakalita Betram. Betram means like weeping stick. Sada Gurnam Netram, his eyes always rolling in Gaura Prema. He's so much drunk with this love of God that his eyes are rolling always. And he has a stick and he's poking to all the conditioned soul because nobody has interest. If you really go out, you say, you know what, we have a nice program today, Nityananda Prabhu's glory, come. Nobody has interest. This is the problem in the material world. They're so attached, ignorant. They have no interest that their highest asset they can obtain just by utilizing this life, in this life. But they are not interested. So Nityananda Prabhu make a plan how to capture them. So this is his glory or identity, you can say. Also his original Balarama. I didn't say Balaram's expansion. You have to remember this. When you add magnanimity with Balaram, that is Nityananda. So Nityananda and Balaram are one, but when magnanimity is visible, it is Nityananda. When you don't see that, that is Balarama. So they are one and not one. Two. One personality has a two form, like that. Nityananda Prabhu is also called Dhameshwar. Dhameshwar means you want to go to spiritual world. He is the predominating deity of existential potency. There is nothing exists without him. Krishna, Supreme Absolute Truth, he took the predominating aspect of sambit, feeling and relationship. Krishna has a relationship with everything and everyone. Balaram or Nityananda Prabhu, he is the predominating deity of Sandhini potency, that existential, where everything takes place, everything is nourished, everything is joyfully performed. Like for example, Govardhan in Vrndavana, the entire spiritual world, even Vaikuntha, even material world, even this house, even your body, even computer, nothing can exist without Nityananda. Everybody understanding? Because he is the existential potency. But what is the problem with this? It's not the computer is not material or spiritual. It is our utility, our attitude towards the computer. If the computer, we use it for Krishna service, it is spiritual. You follow? If we use it for my sense gratification, it is material. But in spiritual world, There is no such thing. Everything is spiritual, means everything is used for Krishna's pleasure. That's why, in the material world. So that he is the predominating deity of Sandhini potency. It's interesting, in the TOBP, they were trying to, everybody knows TOBP now. You can go on Google, you put TOBP like the best attractive temple you'll ever find. In Google, you put it. So they had a little struggle to get the permission, license for governments, put some obstacles. So what did they do? The management, Ambarish Prabhu and Mother Saha, they had a big meeting and they went to Nityananda Prabhu's birthplace and they built a beautiful temple. As soon as they built the beautiful temple and glory of Nityananda Prabhu, then Mahaprabhu's place, TOBP, started running very smooth. So Nityananda Prabhu's mercy is proving in our personal life right now, we can see. Nityananda Prabhu's glory also another thing. He is kind of like a shadow. You know shadow? The shadow, your shadow has the independence? Yes, no?
No.
No. Nityananda Prabhu is like a shadow of Mahaprabhu. Everything that Mahaprabhu desiring, Nityananda Prabhu is executing, except one time. And that one time he disobeyed was the highest magnanimity or highest act for our deliverance. And we are eternally at his lotus feet for that one time disobeying Mahaprabhu. I'm not saying you should disobey ever, but Nityananda Prabhu disobeyed one time. What was that? It's a very fascinating. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas Thakur, you all know that story. I'm just going to establish this. This is the one time he disobeyed Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Never disobeyed, only one time. And that one time actually made all of us fortunate because he disobeyed one time. Not that in a wrong way, because he was so merciful to us. We have close connection to, say it loudly everybody, we have close connection with Nityananda Prabhu more than Mahaprabhu. Say it. We have Nityananda Prabhu's connection, which is Guru or Vaishnava. Yes. More closer to our heart than Mahaprabhu. So if we can grab the lotus feet of Prabhupada, Vaishnavas, Gurus, Nityananda Prabhu, then Mahaprabhu is connected. Don't go to Mahaprabhu directly. You will be deceived. How did it happen? So Srila Vrndavana Das Thakur very nicely explained. Then when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started this Sankirtan movement slowly. Just like we do in ISKCON, the devotee goes, I mean, at least early days in Mayapur, I remember very well, every festival day is like a big book distribution, and every day we would announce, and every evening we would have a report, who sold how many books, how many prasadam plate, how many everything, and each devotees, we make a note, in the morning we announce. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to do the same thing. It's not something new. We thought it's like, something new in ISKCON. No, Mahaprabhu did the same thing. It's 100% bona fide. So Mahaprabhu, he told them, Suna Suna Nityananda Suna Haridas Sarvatra Amaragya Karo Prakas. Poti Ghare Ghare Giya Karo E Viksha Bala Krishna, Bhaja Krishna, Kara Krishna Shiksha. So every day, Mahaprabhu called Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas Thakur. Every day you should go out and preach. And you go house to house. What do? You beg. You know how do you beg? You don't know. You never begged. What sannyas means, you know what sannyasi means? It's also beggar. Sannyasi is called Tridandi Bhikshu. Bhikshu means beggar. You learn how to beg. So Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas Thakur used to beg. If you don't beg, why? There is a significance. You know, when you beg, it actually softens people's heart when they give. It's a natural. When you give some money to temple or some devotee, it softens your heart. So you beg and they take a, sir, excuse me, sir, can you chant? Can you do me a favor? Say yes. Can you say Gauranga? Yes, Gauranga. Thank you. It's like you are begging, you know, for him to, and it is nice because this is how he says. Poti ghare ghare giya karo ei bhiksha. Bhiksha means you beg to everyone, house to house. And Mahaprabhu says that iha boi na boliba bolaiba. Do not say anything else except these three things. Please chant Krishna's name, discuss about Krishna, and glorify Krishna by singing and, you know, cooking for Krishna, offering Krishna prasadam and share in the amongst the devotees or your family, like that. Iha boi ar na boliba balaiba dina avasane asi amake kohiba. And end of the day, you come and report me. Dina avasane, end of the day, you come and report me what you did today. How many people you told? And then Mahaprabhu gave a very heavy instruction. He says, Tumra korile bhiksha jena bolibo. When you beg people to chant, if they don't chant, come and report me. Tell me, so and so in this street or that road did not want to chant. And then Mahaprabhu says, Tobe ami chakra haste take maribo. Katibo. And I'll send the Sudarshan Chakra and kill those people. Wow. That's a heavy preaching techniques. I mean, we don't do that in ISKCON, luckily. But if Mahaprabhu was there, probably he would do it because he said it. You look at it's a chakra. The chakra haste savare katiba. If somebody do not accept Krishna consciousness, why? Because out of affection, you know, like mother become very angry with the naughty child that doesn't want to obey, you know, he's dirty and doesn't want to clean. So then mother become angry, you know, pick the baby, take the baby to the bathroom and just rub, you know, like, and the baby cry. Well, it's not a baby cry, baby is stubborn. So some soul are like this. So Mahaprabhu, out of affection, he says. Now, this is very interesting. But you know what Nityananda Prabhu did? He disobeyed one thing. And in that instruction, he says, Mahaprabhu told him, Bala Krishna, Bhaja Krishna, Kara Krishna Shiksha. Speak about Krishna, learn about Krishna, and you mean the rules, regulation, you know, how to chant and everything, and discuss and glorify Krishna. Nityananda Prabhu changed. He said, nobody is taking. Nobody is interested. They're interested in sense gratification, party. And if I tell Chaitanya Mahaprabhu every day that these people didn't take, then everybody will be finished. There won't be anybody in Alachua. I mean, except the devotees. So then Nityananda Prabhu's thought, he thought, very thoughtful, you know, out of compassion. He says, who wants Krishna Prem? Who wants to give Krishna Prem? Yes, it is the highest wealth because we all want to feel love and offer love. We want to serve in loving way. We want to have that relation, intimate feeling, homely feeling, all this idea that people think, it's all emanating from spiritual world. So we want that. So Nityananda Prabhu thought, Krishna is not going to do it. Krishna is not thinking that. It is this young man, who? Lord Chaitanya. This young Brahmana, who is my Lord, Nityananda Prabhu is thinking. He is the one who is thinking to give Krishna consciousness to everyone. So he changed it. He went back to the same houses. He says, you don't have to chant Krishna's name. You chant this name. Bhaja Gauranga, Kaha Gauranga, Laha Gaurangere Namre. Because he changed, people actually just by hearing, their hearts started softening. And when they started singing, they also started feeling about Krishna consciousness. Because why? Because Mahaprabhu has a desire to give. Krishna said, today I'm going to play to you. Srila Prabhupada was crying almost. Yeah, he was crying. And I have a 2-minute skit. How Prabhupada was saying that Krishna wants to give this wealth, spiritual wealth, but he demanded, you surrender first, then I'll give you. So then Prabhupada, I don't know what he was feeling, but he said, Krishna is merciful, but Mahaprabhu is more merciful. He does not demand surrender. He said, just chant. Actually, if we all have to surrender, I don't know how many devotees will be here. But surrender is taking place slowly, slowly. You know, you get the taste. Nityananda Prabhu's tricks is, you get the taste and then you become customer forever. Because material world, you will never find this kind of spiritual taste. So he wants to give you free sample. What do you call free sample? Free taste. You go to some big store, they give you free sample for some perfume or something. Now they want to promote their perfume. They give you free. Everybody walks in. Oh, how much? It's a new thing. You buy. Then for a long time you become customer. Like this, Nityananda Prabhu giving free sample. Once you get the sample, you go to any other religion, nothing you like. I mean, I was testing it. I'm not just agreeing it. I tested it. All other philosophy looks dry, very dry. This is like a real taste. So Nityananda Prabhu gives like a sample. This is a very wonderful. Murari Gupta, the origin, how do you say it? The first writer of Mahaprabhu's life. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami wrote Chaitanya Charitamrita later, very late. First Murari Gupta, he kept a diary every day what Nimai would do, because he was a classmate also. They would have also kind of a clash sometime. Mahaprabhu, Nimai was like very heavy. Hey, why are you trying to hide from me? What is the definition of liberation? Attante dukkha nibriti, like cessation of suffering. No, you don't know anything. No, mukti hitannatharupam sarupena bhavastiti. Mukti, liberation means you come back to your original servant of God. That is mukti. Why are you saying other thing? You would like smash Mahaprabhu. So people would be afraid. His classmate, Gadadhara Prabhu would see Nimai coming this way, he would go there. But Mahaprabhu would catch them. So anyway, so he wrote first about Nityananda Prabhu's, because he did the associate, they did something like this. They paid obeisances to Mahaprabhu first, and then Nityananda Prabhu. Mahaprabhu said, this is not proper. When you come to Gaur Nitai temple, you have to Gaur Nitai deity. Who do you pay obeisances first? Yes. Don't pay obeisances to Mahaprabhu first. So then that devotee, he said, well, as I felt in the heart, I did. I paid obeisance to Mahaprabhu first. Mahaprabhu said, okay, you will learn it. At night he had a dream. He saw Balarama is going fast, in the Vrndavana forest, and Krishna following behind. So then he realized, oh, Balarama first. You must pay obeisances to Balarama, Nityananda Prabhu first, and then Mahaprabhu. This is nice. Why did I bring Murari Gupta? Because Murari Gupta has done such wonderful things. I really want everybody to remember this. I think I mentioned this before. Maybe not. There is a Pancha Ashray. We need to take 5 shelter. When you get up in the morning, take your Japamala. Don't just start Hare Krishna, Hare. No. Do you want effect in your life, in the consciousness? Do you want effect? Do you want impact, or you want to go on few life just chanting and hanging around and 10 life, 5 life, I don't know. Or you want to be finishing this life, yours, end of material existence. What do you want? You ask yourself. If you want end of this life, you go back home, then make it a process that it will affect and impact. No escaping. So Nityananda Prabhu, when we chant, we should chant first Nityananda Prabhu's name, your Guru. Guru is representative of Nityananda Prabhu. Don't just take Japamala and say Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. No. First is Prabhupada repeated. Srila Prabhupada repeated in Adilila few chapters. He repeated this. As at least the 7th chapter. It's a Panchatattva chapter. He repeated few purport that if you want impact and effect, I hope everybody remembers this, those who are listening online, that you must chant Panchatattva name before you chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Why? It has an effect. If you chant without Mahaprabhu's mercy, Nityananda Prabhu's mercy, it may take long time. After a few years, you feel like nothing is happening because you are not making it effective. So, 5 shelter we take before we chant. First is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Can you say? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Rasha Ashraya. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Rasha Ashraya. Rasha Ashraya means he is the deserver of Rasa and he is the holder of all the relationship with Radha-Krishna, all the whatever, wherever the soul is coming from, they will go to him before they go to Radha-Krishna. Is the Rasha Ashraya. Then Nityananda Prabhu, say, Nityananda Prabhu is a Prema Ashraya. Means he is the one who has the key. The treasury is Mahaprabhu, but Nityananda Prabhu has the key to open it. Without the mercy of Guru Vaishnava, or Nityananda Prabhu means Guru Vaishnava, not possible. If you ever leak honey bottle outside, it's still good, but eventually you'll get tired because there is no honey outside the bottle. It looks like honey nice inside. So you have to go inside. Yeah, you leak it outside. That's what it is. A lot of devotee, sometimes they don't understand the science of how to get into spiritual experience. We need spiritual experience more than spiritual explanation. But you have to go inside the bottle. Prabhupada mentioned this few times. We should not just hang around outside. It looks good, Krishna Kanda. Yeah, very good. Are you tasting it? What do you mean? Then you will eventually give up or go away and then come back again. Try to go inside the bottle, taste that honey. It is necessary. So, Nityananda Prabhu has access to go in. Now, Nityananda Prabhu access doesn't mean you can drink it. You have to have something with you. You follow? Like if you are a beggar, if somebody gives you rice, you also have to have a pot to take it. You follow the logic? So Gadadhara Prabhu, say Gadadhara Prabhu is a Bhava Ashraya. Bhava Ashraya means if you go to a place to eat, just a rough example, and the hostage, whoever is serving you, blowing nose, little far, and wiping with the hand like this, and bringing the glass of water. How do you feel? Can you imagine that? I mean, you feel like, can she just blow nose nicely? Why she's blowing with her hand and bringing the same water, and then she is like bringing the plate of food for you, and she's sneezing on it. It's not that she will try. but there is no sanitizing. It's like, and then you feel like, I don't know what is it, but you lose the appetite a little bit. You follow? So how important that mood, or she comes very clean and she smiles, say, this is freshly cooked. I hope you enjoy it. This expression, this delivering, this mood makes you like, okay, you feel like to feel hungry also more, is it? Similarly, you need a mood. You need a mood to approach holy name, to approach Krishna consciousness. And that comes from Radharani or Gadadhara. That's why it's called Bhava Ashraya. Then say Srivas Thakur Suddha Nama Ashraya. Just because Mahaprabhu is giving, Nityananda Prabhu has access, Gadadhara Prabhu has a bhav, that doesn't mean you are automatically feeding. No. Srivas Thakur is origin of Jiva Shakti, that we all belong. Like, if you want to go to a place and you desperately need the help of the bank, and the bank manager is another devotee, a friend of you, how do you feel? Like 50% of your work is already done. Why? Because you know the person who is there. Make sense? Srivas Thakur is representing us. You follow? And he's giving this Suddhanam to Jiva Shakti, all the living entities. So when we have such a nice access, and Mahaprabhu says Srivas Thakur house is the Ras Lila, Rasostali. In Chaitanya Bhagavat, it said Chaitanya Mahaprabhu every night he would chant and experience this ecstasy. From 10:30 to 3:36, specific time, I don't know who kept the watch or something, but that's how it's explained. It's Ostokaliya Lila. And Mahaprabhu would experience every day. So, when Prabhupada says the purpose of creation to make us fit to dance with Krishna in the Ras Lila. Wow. Generally, we don't talk about this, but it is there. Prabhupada put it. And it says the Srivas Thakur, because he is our origin, head, his house is the Rasostali. And then you can go to Ras Lila, just being there. So, such a wonderful access we have. We should be very thankful for this. And Advaita Acharya. Advaita Acharya, you can say, Advaita Acharya is a Pancharatri Vidhi Ashraya. He display a very simple way to please the Lord and attract the Lord in your heart. How did he do it? He worshipped the salagram with a simple Ganges water and tulasi. Simple. If you just simply cook your food and offer to the Lord, just follow these rules. You get up, do Mangalarti, all these rules we have, these are all established by Advaita Acharya. Very nicely. It is from the Shastra, but he is the one who proved it, that you can invite Mahaprabhu in your heart if you just do simple things. So we owe to all this Panchatattva together, it's a complete. So we can chant loudly, maybe 3 times. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Nityananda Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Nityananda Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Nityananda Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Thank you. I miscalculated the time. Just didn't even finish a quarter of the question. As Lord Nityananda Prabhu is Akhanda Guru Tattva, does that mean all gurus are the same regardless of Sampradaya? Any one of you want to answer? Go ahead. Oh, you are saying yes. Very good. He is the Adi Guru. That is true. He is the Adi Guru. You cannot approach Krishna. You cannot even enter to spiritual world without the mercy of Sandhini potency. Sandhini potency comes from Guru, Vaishnava, connection with spiritual world. Without Sandhini, Sambit will never manifest. And without Sambit, the Ladini, mercy of Radharani will never manifest. Sandhini means pure goodness. Our connection, it says, Sattam Vishuddham Vasudeva Sabditam Jathayate Pumar Apabritam Satecha Tasmin Sattam Vishuddham. When your consciousness becomes elevated to pure goodness, that time it's connected with Krishna. That time there is no curtain. You can see actually Krishna everywhere. You can see, of course, you first see in your heart, and that Krishna you see actually everywhere reflected. Krishna is there. And everything is connected that time. So without Nityananda Prabhu's mercy, you cannot, or Balarama's mercy, you cannot have any spiritual contact. First of all. Second, there is a difference. Although Nityananda Prabhu is the Akhanda Guru Tattva, but still there is a difference. What connection you have with Nityananda Prabhu, that will give you, like if you are with Lord Ram and Nityananda Prabhu is there as a Lakshman, you can go to Ayodhya, you cannot go to Vrndavana. You follow? So all are Nityananda Prabhus, but still, what connection you have? Because Mahaprabhu established this in Madhya Lila chapter 17, 173. He says, Krishna prema taha jaha taha sambandha. When Mahaprabhu detected this Brahmana who is inviting me, Sannyasi don't eat in the house of Sonoria Brahmans type of. Sannyasi doesn't eat anywhere. You know why Sannyasi doesn't eat everywhere? Sannyasi eat only in a Brahman's house. Why? Because they offer the food to Narayana, to Krishna. Other house they don't offer sometimes. So that's why. It's not like a fanatic. Somebody said, why Sannyasi is so picky? They only eat. I said, because the people who offer the food to God, they can take as a prasadam. Every house don't offer. They offer to some God who don't even know who is there. And what kind of, so that's why. It's not like a fanatic, it's a reality. They don't want to eat anything, they want to eat prasadam. So like this. So here Mahaprabhu established that you have to, I'm not fanatic, I'm not establishing like some sectarian, but if you don't have a connection with this parampara, you cannot get Krishna prem. Even though Nityananda Prabhu is Akhanda Guru Tattva, but if you want Krishna prem, love of Godhead, ultimate achievement, you become a receiver. To obtain that, you have to have this Guru Parampara connection. Just because somebody is Vaishnava somewhere, some Sampradaya, not going to get Krishna prem unless they connect here. This is important. In a shorter version, and there's a big discussion about what is the nature of Nityananda Prabhu's mercy. Well, you can look at those Nitai Pada Kamalajit, Koti Chanda Susitala Je Chaya Jagato Jurai. Their song actually gives the complete, I'm just escaping shorter version because of the time. Ruffians, Nityananda Prabhu's mercy, Ruffians. Well, Jagai Mada is a good example. The dacoits that they came to steal jewelry from Nityananda Prabhu, those are good examples. You can meditate on that. What about innocent? Uddharan Datta Thakur. I'll tell you this story in a short, because Prabhupada mentioned that his family comes from that family. They are merchant, businessmen, gold merchant. When Nityananda Prabhu came, Nityananda Prabhu wanted to stay with Mahaprabhu in Jagannath Puri. So they are having a wonderful time. Nityananda Prabhu one day, he was so happy. Wow, for the rest of my life, I'll spend every day with Mahaprabhu, chanting, dancing. Wow. He was so happy, joyful. All of a sudden, Govinda called. Prabhu, Mahaprabhu is calling you. Mahaprabhu is only one. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, no other Mahaprabhu. Nityananda Prabhu is Prabhu. Advaita Prabhu is Prabhu, no Mahaprabhu. There is some misrumor going in the Facebook. No, Mahaprabhu is only one. So then Nityananda Prabhu said, oh, Mahaprabhu calling, sure I am coming. But he didn't know that what kind of, why he is calling. So when he went there, he says, Nityananda Prabhu, and I can relate to this. He said, you know the Bengalis? Do you know that Mahaprabhu gave Krishna consciousness to South India, not in Navadvip in the beginning, later? Because 6 types of people, they are not interested in Krishna consciousness. They are argumentative. They only study philosophy for some Advaitavadi like this, Mayavadis, so many Smartos idea. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself went to one house to distribute Krishna consciousness. Nityananda Prabhu witnessed this. Mahaprabhu says, you are offering raw rice to their deity. You know, he's a Nimai Pandit, young Brahman. Do you eat raw rice every day? This big Brahmana, he's Bharta. He said, why are you asking me like this? I'm just asking you, offering God raw rice. Do you eat raw rice? If you don't eat, why are you offering God? And this Brahmana became so angry. He said, you are a young Brahmana, you teaching me. I am grown up, I know what is proper duty. I'm just curious to learn. Do you eat raw rice or not? Mahaprabhu like stressed it. Nityananda Prabhu witnessed it. So now, my wife cooks. Oh, so your wife cooks a lot of vegetable, a lot of sabji, rice, and you have a feast. When you offer to God, you give some raw rice and candy, that's it. I don't think it is proper. But this Brahmana didn't like this because they are smart. Navadvip was full of those kind. So what did Mahaprabhu say? That you have a big, you are so proud, but your intelligence is very little. But your pride is so big. It reminds me of like elephant. Elephant is big body, but little intelligence. I think you should become elephant. Actually, that Brahmana became elephant. So this kind of course, he was delivered by 3rd generation, after 3 generations. So question is, this type of people are filled there. That's why Mahaprabhu could not give. So Mahaprabhu told Nityananda Prabhu, sorry, Bengalis are Gharporoa. They're stubborn. They will not going to become devotee unless you go there. So you know how Nityananda Prabhu does? Mahaprabhu cannot do. Mahaprabhu can, but he doesn't feel like doing that way. He wants to use Nityananda Prabhu. Nityananda Prabhu is a person. You can never escape from him. I like Jayapataka Maharaj's opinion. Somebody asked him something like, Sutapa Prabhu told me that Jayapataka Maharaj, somebody says, Maharaj, is there a, how far the Nityananda Prabhu's mercy can catch? And Jayapataka Maharaj says, no, what he says, nobody can ever escape from Nityananda. Forget it. You cannot even imagine. Nityananda Prabhu, you cannot escape from. If you look at Ramchandra Khan, Ramchandra Khan did a great offense to Haridas Thakur. He sent this prostitute, not prostitute, she's like a top Lakkohira, like a queen of the prostitute, best prostitute, allure any man. So he did a great offense. He saw Haridas Thakur is pure devotee, he's proved it. Even the Muslim government, wonder, and they actually got worried and scared. Did Ramchandra Khan change his heart? No. But did Nityananda Prabhu curse him? No. Nityananda Prabhu went there to honor Prasadam and stay in his house to purify him. Will you do this? If somebody criticizing your devotee and criticizing your guru or someone, and you still go there to purify that person, very difficult. I have doubt with my heart whether I can do it. But Nityananda Prabhu did. He went there and he was sitting outside, and that man would not come out. He said, tell him, I want to take prasadam. He has to feed. Even though knowing that he offended Haridas Thakur, such a grave offense. This is Nityananda Prabhu. He would not give up. So Nityananda Prabhu came to Uttarananda Thakur house, and it was like a gold merchant village, Saptagram. And Nityananda Prabhu stayed. He was so loving. Even though he's a sannyasi, he's not a sannyasi, but he acts like a abudut, like a sannyasi. Not spaced out. Abudut also people think he's spaced out, not spaced out. He's like because he's so much in love with Mahaprabhu's prayer that this world people thinks like, who is he? They always wonder. When he came to Uttarananda Thakur house, you know what he did? He allowed all these hundreds of ladies to decorate him and dress him. How do you feel if you go to Alachua main road and you see a famous sannyasi, and the sannyasi has a saffron cloth, but he has a diamond crown, diamond earring, bangle, he has a Rolls Royce, and he's enjoying like a very luxury. How do you feel? Probably like, you'll probably like, they decorated him like a 10, 12 necklaces. One necklace is enough, but 10, 12 gold, diamond necklaces, bangles, every finger has a ring, 2, 3 rings, every finger, toe rings, ankle bell. They dressed him, all these ladies, they fell in love with him so much. Because who is Nityananda Prabhu? He is crazy like this, apparently. Like with Haridas Thakur was complaining to Advaita Acharya. Not complaining, but he was giving report. But he was like, what a partner I have, a preaching partner. This is very strange. Advaita Acharya says, what happened? He said, I'm very nervous. By my good fortune, I escaped today. Because it's very strange. He said, oh yeah, what happened? He said, we are walking, all of a sudden I see he's not there. Where did he go? He ran to the bull. Bull? Bull doesn't, bull. Ox. Bull doesn't give milk. Cow gives milk. And he started milking the bull. And people are thinking, who is this? Milking the bull. And the villagers are like this surprised. And Nityananda Prabhu smiled at them. And they're like, wow, it's so wonderful person. They instantly fell in love, This is Nityananda Prabhu, very mischievous. When he would go with Haridas Thakur preaching, house to house, all of a sudden he said, not there. There's a young Muslim girls nearby, and Nityananda Prabhu just goes there. He said, hey, will you marry me? And these girls like, oh, what a handsome. Nityananda Prabhu was so attractive, so beautiful. And these Muslim girls, they're like so shy because they're scared, what the parents would think. And Nityananda Prabhu directly approached them. Will you marry me? And he would smile, and whole life the girls only meditating about him. It's like Nityananda Prabhu's mercy. So Haridas Thakur is expressing. This is very strange. It's very strange. Every day is happening. And other day I just went with him. And all of a sudden I see we are walking, chanting, walking. We're going to go to next house. He disappeared. I said, where did he go? Where did he go? And then I see that he's also surfing in the river. So I go there and I see all the crocodile. I said, I'm screaming, come out, they're going to eat you up. He is also going like this. The crocodile goes like, crocodile, how it goes in the water, little bit face up, and the rest is like a little down. It's like a relaxing swimming. Nityananda Prabhu also goes like this. And they're like so surprised. But the Thakur is like, then all the villagers comes and they participate. They say, they're going to kill you, come out. Then just to show them, he rides on a big crocodile and he sits there, go. And the crocodile goes right around this in the water. And they're like, is he crazy or what? He doesn't know the crocodile will kill him. But Nityananda Prabhu having fun. he attracts the villagers different way. Then they wonder about him. They chant his name. No, what's his name? He said Nitai. Oh, Nitai, Nityananda Prabhu, please come back, the crocodile. This way they're chanting his name. And they're getting the mercy. So Nityananda Prabhu's, of course, preaching partner is a little different. But Advaita Acharya is not disturbed when he heard about Jagai Mother. He said, today you know what happened? I almost, by my good fortune, I got saved by my good fortune. What does Tagore say? So what happened? He says, there's a two drunkard. We did not want to go. But we saw in Navadvip, it's very interesting, in Navadvip, it's very fascinating how Jagai Madai actually served the Mahaprabhu in a higher way, higher angle. You know why? Because they draw attention of the whole Navadvip. There are three types of people in Navadvip. One type of people every day, they would pray to God. Oh Lord, please protect from Jagai Madai today. We are so scared. Every day they are beating up or even hitting the Brahmanas or raping, put a fire in the house. They would go, look at whose house is this? Let's put a fire. They just go and put a fire and nobody can do anything. It's like even they met Mahaprabhu one time. They didn't know who it is. And they asked Mahaprabhu, hey Nimai, are you doing the Kali Puja, paraphernalia, everything, mantra, good? Mahaprabhu didn't even care, he just went, ignored them. Mahaprabhu, when he heard, he said, yes, I know them. He had some understanding because he's a Jogamaya arranging all these things happening. So Advaita Acharya is listening. At one point, Advaita Acharya said, don't worry. Today he met two drunkards, he's also drunk. Nityananda Prabhu is also drunkard. He drunk Mahaprabhu's prem so much. So he said, very soon these two drunkards will join you all and we all will dance and chant. What the Thakur is thinking? You thinking like this? Say, yeah, you watch 1 or 2 days. Actually, it happened next day. Because when Nityananda Prabhu came, he's giving report to Mahaprabhu. I love this discussion because it gives us a hope. So Nityananda Prabhu says, you have come to deliver all these people. Today I met the worst people in Navadvip. I want to see how you deliver. Mahaprabhu says, I'm not worried about it. So how can you not be worried about it? There is no sin in this world exists that they did not do. Sometimes they entertain people. You know what they do? They're so big. And they will go outside and they like a TV, like you have on an iPhone, you have all this movie or something. And Jagai Madai was like a movie in the eye of everybody. So they would go and they just hit each other all of a sudden and yell each other. And then again they hug and cry. Oh, I love you, brother. They say, I love you, brother. No, I don't. And they put people like, what's going on? They don't know. They're scared to go nearby, but from far it's like a TV show, they want to watch. So there are one type of people in Navadvip, they would just follow every day, wherever Jagai Mata is going today. From far, very far. Because they're scared, but they like it's like an entertainment. Then there is another type of people in Navadvip. They would always spread the news about them. Jagai Mata is going to come this route today. Be careful, the whole Navadvip was centered around Jagai Mata. Nityananda Prabhu thought, wow, Jagai Mata captured the mind of everybody. If we make them devotee of Mahaprabhu, then all Navadvip will know who is Nimai. Even though Nimai is there, but nobody knows here. It's like a Jogamaya cover. Similar thing, when Nityananda Prabhu came and told or gave the report to Mahaprabhu, then Mahaprabhu says, oh, I'm not worried about it. Nityananda Prabhu says, how can you not worry? They are like a debauchee. They are really like disturbing the whole Navadvip. He said, they are already delivered. So how can they be delivered? I just got, Nityananda Prabhu says, I had a good karma. We say sometimes I had a good karma, I got saved. Nityananda Prabhu says, he's a God also, but he's acting. He said, I had a good karma that I ran away. They escaped from them. They could not catch me. Otherwise, they would beat us up. Of course, how can they beat him? He's a God himself. But still, Jogamaya covered like. So then Mahaprabhu says, they are already delivered. So then Nityananda Prabhu says, how they are delivered? Can you all remember this? When you accept Guru, what is the intention Guru has? To make you pure devotee and take you home, back to Godhead. Yes? You follow? You ask Guru. Don't just take initiation. You must inquire. What is the purpose of this spiritual life? You must test your Guru before initiation, not after initiation. Before initiation, you must. Prabhupada said that. Prabhupada heavy. So you must test your Guru. But don't examine after. After you already taken shelter, you serve. So the purpose of Guru, to take you home back to God. So Mahaprabhu said, you wanted Jagai Madai to be delivered. Just because you desire, they are already delivered. I love that. This is so nice. When Guru give you initiation, okay, you come back home, that already you are in the spiritual world. It's just the time separated. This is such a wonderful, isn't it? So back to this Uddharan Thakur, and then I'll finish because we already went over time. So in Uddharan Thakur place, when the ladies dress him like this, Mr. T, Mr. T, you ever heard of Mr. T? In America, Mr. T means a man who dress ostentatiously, like overt, he has like every finger has a ring, diamond ring, 2-3 gold watch, Rolex, Bame Mercier, Patek Philippe, all those expensive watches. He has a lot of earrings. You don't think men dress like this, nobody. So when sometimes they used to dress here, they call Mr. T in America. I think maybe that show is still there. So Nityananda Prabhu looks like a Mr. T. So he went outside on the road, and the Brahmanas are thinking, who is this sannyasi with all this bogie, bogie dress? This is not proper. And he would dance with everybody and, make everybody dance. So Brahmanas started criticizing. Instead of inquiring and coming closer, they started criticizing. Nityananda Prabhu didn't like it. He's thinking, not that he didn't like it, he's thinking how to deliver the Brahmana. They are not going to accept. And they are so smart though, what to do. So next day morning, Nityananda Prabhu noticed that all the Brahmana goes to take bath in the water. So he got up in the morning and he saw early morning all the Muslims from the village, other village, they go to the big market, they carry things in their shoulder, like in a bamboo. They carry things to sell. In India, village, they have a morning market and evening market because there's no refrigerator or anything. Everything in the market sold out, 1 hour, 2 hours, finished. Then again in the evening, like this. So they all going, all these hundreds of Muslims going. And Nityananda Prabhu was thinking, if I make those Muslims devotee now, then these Brahmana will start awakening. What's going on? So Nityananda Prabhu went and glanced over them. And he told them to chant, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. And all those Muslims, because Nityananda Prabhu has a power, Guru has a power to enter in your heart and give the seed of bhakti, where immediately, because he is a pure goodness, and those Muslims are very innocent, they are not logic and argumentative. They're just innocent people. They didn't even know what is, really spiritual life so much. But because they are innocent, they took the process and they started chanting. Then they forgot to go to market or do what. They just dancing, rolling, crying for Krishna. The Brahmana got up in the morning from their house. They see like hundreds of Muslims, they're crying, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. What's going on? They cannot figure it out. Then all the Brahmana had a meeting. Because Nityananda Prabhu is doing this every day. In the village, he's going and Saptagram, 7 gram together, and he would make everybody devotees. Then all the Brahmana gathered together. They made a one leader and sent him to Mahaprabhu to find out why he's doing. And then Mahaprabhu told him, his only business to give Krishna consciousness, bring the soul back home. Then Brahmana accepted. So this way Nityananda Prabhu delivered. Slowly, slowly. But those who are little bit understanding, they think they know philosophy, they know religion. For them it's difficult. Innocent people who are like don't know anything, they accept it. Okay, then the question comes, do we exist without Nitai? No. Answer is easy, way is no. Who is the origin, Balarama or Nityananda? Good answer. When magnanimity added to Balaram is Nityananda. Very good. Prabhupada was asked, who came first? Krishna or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Who came first? Krishna or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Who is origin? You think so? Prabhupada said Radharani. Why? Because without Radharani, Krishna doesn't manifest. Ajopi san abhayatma bhutana visharaopi sam. Prakritim sam adhishtaya sambhavami atma mayaya. Krishna himself disclosed this in Bhagavad Gita, 4th chapter. He said, Ajopi san abhayatma. By my internal potency I manifest. Means you cannot see Krishna without Radharani. Period. So this Prabhupada is right, 100%. Perfect answer. What is the relationship between Nityananda Balaram and Srimati Radharani? Gadadhara. That's a relevant question I think we made. Oh my God, big answer we wrote also. But where also you will see in the altar, in any altar, you will not see, even though actually Mother Radharani has a 3 altar here. It is not 1 altar. Because in a 1 altar, never you will see any Gauriya temple, Balaram and Radharani on the same altar. Never. There is no such thing. And here is also not, because there is a 3 altar actually. It looks like 1, but it's not. So 1 is like big house, but actually 3 altar. Because Balaram and Radharani never in 1 altar. And we just heard Prabhupada lecture, and Prabhupada said the same thing. All these 40 years I never heard. I just heard recently one lecture, like Monday, I think. Akhanda Guru and myself. And Prabhupada said, just like you will never see Balaram and Srimati Radharani on the same altar. Said, wow. All these years, 44 years in the movement, I never heard that lecture. We had just made that question and then we just found it. Prabhupada was revealing. Why? Question is why? Because it's the etiquette. What is this etiquette for? Everybody must remember this. To increase the rasa. To increase the rasa, that Lord Krishna created this etiquette. There is a chastity with the ladies. There is a, if you are married, you have a duty to your husband. You are married, you have a duty to your in-laws. You are married, you have a duty to the society. You don't just go and talk to another man when you are married. There's a law. Who created this? Krishna. Why? So he breaks this law with the gopis. They have to come out all this. They don't serve their husband. They don't serve the family. They like give up all these things. And actually it increases their attraction. They come to conclusion, we don't care. We want Brajendra Nandan's son. Nanda Maharaja's son. So Krishna created this etiquette to increase the rasa. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was chanting Gopi, 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 why? Of course, this Brahmana boy, he says, why are you chanting Gopi, Gopi, Gopi? No Shastra says you should chant Gopi, Gopi, Gopi. Shastra said you should chant God's name. If you chant God's name, you get delivered. Chanting Gopi's name, where he says? And Mahaprabhu, he was so angry. and he took a stick and chased him. So, question comes, was Mahaprabhu doing wrong or right? What do you think? Mahaprabhu chanting Gopi Gopi, was it wrong or right? No, he was right. But world will not understand this easily. Why was he chanting Gopi Gopi Gopi? Because when Mahaprabhu was meditating that how Krishna, all these gopis dedicated their life for Krishna. And what Krishna did, he left them and went to Mathura. Mahaprabhu was feeling so depressed with the gopis' mood. Oh, they are suffering because they are missing from Krishna. Krishna left them. So he was chanting gopis' name. That's the highest, very high. But yet, this young Brahmana student, they don't understand. So they argue with Mahaprabhu. When Mahaprabhu chased with the stick, what did they concluded? They wanted to just, literally, they want to beat Mahaprabhu. They really planned. Next time he chase us, we're going to give him. Then Mahaprabhu is like a loving father. He felt bad. Why did Mahaprabhu feel bad? Because, if you talk bad about God, you criticize God, you're going to be in hell for a long, long time. So Mahaprabhu thought, I have come here to give them Krishna consciousness, love of Godhead. But instead, they are committing offense. And that is one of the main reasons why Mahaprabhu took sannyas. Why did he take sannyas? Just to make in Indian culture, in that Vedic culture, when somebody takes sannyas, everybody else pay obeisances. Mahaprabhu thought, they are criticizing me and they want to beat me up. This is like they will be in hell. I came to give them Krishna bhakti, but instead they are committing offense and I'm not doing anything favor. So when I take sannyas, they will pay obeisances, all their offense will be gone and they will be delivered. You follow? This is like a, how do you say, mercy is a responsibility. Affection. When you say, oh, I love this person or I have affection, affection is a responsibility. When Mahaprabhu cares for all these people, he wanted to be responsible for their ultimate benefit. So he took sannyas. So this way we understand. So for etiquette, that Balaram and Radharani, how do you understand? When Balaram sees in Vrndavana, he goes from here there, he sees some golden crystal. Radharani's body always dropping some gold crystals. Very transcendental jewels. From her body falls out. Like from your body some dry skin falls. You can see in your bathroom or bedroom, bed sheet, you have some hair and all this comes from. Similarly, Radharani's body produced transcendental gem. So some golden crystal. So when Balaram sees this, she must be walking because he has so much high respect. How much Nityananda Prabhu Balaram has a respect to Radharani? A big esteem, big esteem. He knows that she pleases Krishna so high and she wants to assist. How can he assist Balaram? So he take the younger sister position, Ananga Manjari. That's why Nityananda Prabhu or Balaram served Krishna under Radharani. In that sense, Radharani's position is high. Can you remember that? You have to remember that. Today you have come here, we gathered here. What brought you here? Three things we are made of. Satchidananda. We have a thinking, we have a willing, we have a feeling. What brought you here today? Feeling first. Very smart, very good. Feeling first. We should always remember. Feeling first. Feeling, real feeling has been given to a high position. And that is Vrndavana. Feeling is the highest position. In Vrndavana, everybody goes by the feeling for Krishna. Feeling controls us. Examine yourself. Why you do things you do. We are all searching. Feeling commands us. We think feeling is the result. We generally think at the end you will get the good feeling in spiritual life. No, actually feeling commands, commands like dictates within you. I like to hear, I feel good to hear about Krishna or Nityananda Prabhu. Then automatically you tell yourself, you command, let's go there. You think and then you willing. You didn't go through like this, but if you look at it, actually that's exactly what you did. So feeling comes first, then thinking, then willing. Generally the karmis, the fruitive worker, give the upper hand to willing, to willpower. The jnanis concentrate on thinking. We command the will. This is not a philosophy in a book. This is your life I'm talking. If you really deeply examine your life, that's what you're doing. So, to willpower, the jnanis, karmis does what? First, willing. And jnanis concentrate on thinking. Because jnanis, they are on chief potency. Yogis, they meditate on Paramatma. And the karmis meditate on the sense enjoyment. So, if you really think deep down in their heart, what they think, what makes them. We command the will, so we hold the high position. But feeling is the basis of everything. And if in Krishna consciousness, when you want to progress, make you feeling for Krishna in a strong, then your willpower or your thinking will follow it. Follow? This is very important. Don't go by the willpower, willing or thinking first. Okay, the next question, let's see what we made. Oh my God, big answer we got. We collected for a few days. In Vraja Radha-Krsna Seva, directly under supervision Radharani, why do we need Nitai Krpa? Well, I already mentioned, there's also another pastimes. No, we don't have time. But you can read in Chaitanya Bhagavad, there is a pastime of Gadadhara Prabhu and Nityananda Prabhu. They are meeting. Bhakti Ratnakar also explained. Gadadhara Prabhu says, if you don't have a mercy of your Guru, you don't have a mercy of Nityananda Prabhu, you don't have my mercy. And Nityananda Prabhu says, you don't have a mercy of Gadadhara, Radharani, you don't have my mercy. So you need both. Without Sandhini, when you have a Guru connection, it purifies our heart. What is the heart means? Thinking, willing, feeling. You follow? It purifies our thinking, willing, feeling. Then when this purifies, then it attracts. Remember this, when your consciousness purifies, it attracts. Prabhupada says what? Relationship with God. But before you purifying, you're trying to establish the relationship, 2 minutes, maybe 30 seconds, then you forget about it. The relationship doesn't last because heart has to purify. So purified heart attracts the relationship. Then what happens? Feeling starts. You follow? Then what happens? It attracts the pleasure potency, nourishment. You will be satisfied. This is a very scientific. So this is how it's explained. As Balarama and Nitai, this is another question. As Balarama and Nitai are the same, why do they argue? It's a nice question, we put it, but answer is that you can read in Chaitanya Bhagavad, there is a nice pastime. In a short 1 minute, I can say a paraphrase that Nityananda Prabhu is Lord, is Mahaprabhu, the most compassionate. In Kali Yuga, when Nityananda Prabhu comes, who is stronger, Balarama or Nitai? Nitai. How do you know?
Because more merciful.
That doesn't mean he's stronger.
Because he has harder conditions.
He has what?
Harder conditions.
No, you all are right. But you have to give a good.
Balaram had it easy, Nice yoga.
So Mother Swachi had a dream. There's Krishna Balaram sitting in her house in a big singhasan. And they're having wonderful time. Balaram said, hey, this is my Lord's singhasan. You both get out. So Balaram says, no, we are sitting here from long time. He said, time is up. It's Kali Yuga. You have to vacate it. My Lord is coming. This is now our time. The Balaram says, no, we are sitting here. We are comfortable. We are happy. Nityananda Prabhu just pulled him down. Of course, I don't know what Mother Sachi. When you meet Mother Sachi, you can ask her what she thought. And Nityananda Prabhu was so strong, he actually pushed Balaram out. Because he loves Mahaprabhu and is delivering the Kali Yuga Jiva. So his magnanimity is more strong. So remember this, say it. When magnanimity, just repeat after me please. When magnanimity is added with Balaram, that is Nityananda. So Nityananda Prabhu is actually higher in that sense. And there's a beautiful other pastime. Next question, Kate. Okay, we have two more questions then done. Is Balaram relish all the rasa? How does he taste Madhurja rasa? We already said. How does Balaram taste Madhurja rasa? Quick. Through Ananga Manjari. As a Ananga Manjari. Good. As God is self-satisfied and complete, why does he need a brother? Nice question, isn't it? It's very thinkful. To increase the relishness. And there's a beautiful pastime we'll discuss tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm giving class in the temple. Hopefully we'll discuss further. Morning. Morning Bhagavatam. Okay. Gaur Pramanande, Hari Hari Bol. Any discuss or any comment? Or is it? We'll just chant 1 minute and then we'll... Yes, you have a question?
No, just
Yes, go ahead.
Krishna, many people criticize Krishna because he breaks the rules in his body. Several days ago, I did a lecture, to explain glories of Krishna, their spiritual bodies. It's different than physical.
Yes, that is true. Very good. You have a little cut. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Gopanande, Hari Hari Bol, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Pancha Kalpatarusya Kripa Sindhu Vacha Putita Napavni Purushna Sindhu Anandagari Vaishnavindra ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai, Gopamanande Hare